I get something.
Time, Gary.
Alright, one more time.
All right, let's get started. Attention! Yeah. I figure they'll figure it out eventually. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get
Wait a minute,
started.
excuse me. This is important. Did anybody see my beer?
And we got it on YouTube. Excellent. Nothing
We
better.
don't want to start the meeting without Gary having his beer.
Finding his beer. Find Waldo, find Gary's beer.
All right, welcome to the September 2022 meeting. We will follow our usual routines agenda. I'm Jason McCormick, President, AEI.
And Digital Dorsey, KOAD.
Gary, AA8CS.
Doug, Kilo Echo 8, Juliet, November Hotel.
Stefan, November 8, Whiskey Bravo, Vice President.
Ken, unlicensed.
I'm Bob, I ain't got the call sign either.
That's all right.
We're testing on Saturday.
There you go.
All right.
We can fix that.
Not this Saturday, October 1st.
KE8TLB, and this is my wife, Ray.
In the break room.
What's your name, big boy?
The brake truck.
The break truck.
Yeah, Chevy, Colorado. KDA-VYT, my name is Russ, and I am your secretary.
W8TB, Jeff, I am the treasurer.
DLA, Papa Julie Whiskey, Philip.
KE8GFH, Chuck. Rick, NAWQ, George, November 1 Echo Zulu Zulu.
Chris, W5VOX.
KE8GQR, Keith.
Bill, NALTR, likes too short for QRP.
You like White Quebec with Echo? I am Michael Lidsville. And for the record, I'm still so clueless, I don't know how clueless I am.
Nice.
Kilo Delta 8 Tango Quebec uniform. I can do it.
KFHT, Brian and Norton.
GMF, Gary and Wooster. Aaron, KE8LBA, also in North.
KBLNK, Ron and Orville.
Jim, KC8YYS, from Cotton Falls.
Tim, W8HFZ from Uniontown.
RMS Bob, WE8WIZ from North. The Garden Spot.
That was a radio voice there.
Mark Wadford.
KE8LYM,
Bob, Kilo 8 Mike Dolphin. John, W2JLS Fairlawn.
Jim, NAEAI.
One more coming.
She's here for the French fries. All right. I mailed them around a couple days ago. Any corrections to the minutes from last month?
Nope.
If not, I'll take a motion to.
Motion.
Stefan, second. George. All those approving the minutes?
All right.
Who wants to be secretary? All right. Upcoming announcements. Ken, still looking for what he wants us to get for Bob? Ken still
Ken's looking for a clicker.
yeah. Ken knows how this works, I know. Ken is still looking for volunteers for the Akron Marathon, which is this coming a week from Sunday. It's right there. Whatever that says. You still look for quite a number of people, right? Yeah. So it's a good time. You can get out, see Ken, sign up. get some volunteers. Good opportunity to do some public service. If you haven't seen QST this month, Javen, WAUA, received a scholarship from the ARL Foundation.
Yay. All right, David.
I would love to picture Javen in the tie.
This is 11 years old.
Good stuff.
He looks the same. He's 16 now.
All right, treasurer's report. John, or Jeff?
The other Joe.
Is there 2 in there?
Yep.
Okay.
I repeated the same data twice. Looks like.
Okay, I was gonna say that looks a little strange.
This slide deck, last week's was the night before. This slide deck was completed today at 5:15.
Ah,
It's
okay.
in one of those weeks.
It's in one of those weeks. All right. So actually, we started out with 6912.39. We did have a debit for club insurance, $200. That is annual. 50/50 raffles. These were a couple of them, 135. 240 for cash apparel sales. No, that did not take place in 1 month. That was over the course of several. I just got that in and deposited. And 58.52 for club dues, leaving a balance of 71.45.91.
Any questions on the treasurer's report? All those in favor of accepting the treasurer's report?
Aye.
Did you ask for?
Oh, yeah. Who wants the motion?
Motion.
Stefan. Second. Phil. All right. Everyone's prepared.
Can we apply for loan?
No.
No.
You can't, you gotta.
Well, wait, yes. We'll offer you a loan of 26%.
Well, if we wait, it'll be there.
Well, yeah. There was no executive committee this past month, so there is no executive committee report. This is going to be a very short business meeting. Well, except for Gary's 90 slides on apparel. We'll see how long it takes.
15 hours.
A couple things in the technical committee. There's going to be some upcoming changes to the UHF machine, 442.275. The pajama net at some point in the near future is going to be moving back to 275. So what's going to happen is we're going to set up the Kenwood TKR that's on there. It's going to shift into analog, FM analog mode for 1 hour from 7:15 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. to accommodate the pajama net guys. Except on Mondays, because a lot of people use System Fusion to get into the Bolo net. So on Mondays for the Bolo net, it'll switch right at 8 o'clock on the dot, back over to digital. PL tone is going to be 110.9, which is if you still have the old program from before we made the machine digital, that's what it was. This is going to be currently on a timer. It's not controllable or selectable. You can't pick what mode it in. It's going to be an FM analog mode for that 1 hour, and that's going to be it. It will not have All-Star Echo Link. It's literally going to be the built-in controller inside the Kenwood. There won't be a courtesy tone. It'll be a repeater and that'll be it. So that's going to take place this weekend. And then I don't know when I haven't talked to Barry when the pajama net itself is actually going to move back to 275 yet. But with that, there will be repeater maintenance this weekend, Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. There's a whole list of stuff we're going to be doing. Nothing particularly exciting other than it's just some overdue maintenance and things like that. We do ask that if you stay off the repeater and don't respond to any of the test traffic unless we actually ask for a test signal, because oftentimes we get on there and then people start rag chewing like in the middle of us testing and we end up just turning the machine off, and we don't want to do that. So, but just know that maintenance, both the machines are going to be up and down during 9 to 12 on Saturday. That's the tech committee. Any questions? All right. Apparel sales. Oh, I said this is a short meeting. Wow.
So, as you can see, we're going to launch the fall apparel sale. Basically, heavier stuff that we have had a lot of it in the past. The polo shirts are new. I don't know.
Just go with it.
The polo shirts are new, and I happen to be wearing one. This is the pop. There's going to be two choices for polo shirts. There's a performance shirt. That's that wicking stuff. It's kind of a little fancier and obviously more expensive. This one is cotton polyester, and I've washed this about 17 times. It wears like iron. But these are nice as well. There's going to be approximately a $10 differential between the two. So
It's gonna be embroidered, that one's gonna be embroidered.
they're both going to be embroidered. So that the shirts are going to be embroidered. The jackets are embroidered. The sweatshirts, t-shirts, and that other stuff will be silkscreen. So this is going to be the lineup. If anybody wants something different, we could probably still get it in if you let me know if there's something else that you like. But can we go back one? So heavyweight jacket, lightweight jacket, you've seen those. It's the same model that we've had in the past. There's fleece jacket and fleece vest, long sleeve tee, short sleeve tee. You got to have a t-shirt for any kind of apparel set. So we're going to go with that. Crew neck sweatshirt and the quarter zip sweatshirts. I'm partial to the quarter zip stuff, but and then also a full zip hooded sweatshirt, meaning that it full zip, and then a standard hoodie type sweatshirt. Winter stocking hat, we sold a few of those, and again, new this year is the polo shirts. Not a bad lineup. I left out ball caps. I'm thinking that's more of a spring kind of thing, but.
When does it start?
Well, so I still am negotiating price. I got to tell you, prices have gone up, and I bet you everybody in this room is saying, "Wait, what? Really?" And anyway, I'm still. I have some preliminary pricing. Not real happy with it, but it's the way it is. So we're going to offer the stuff, and it's the good news is it's good quality, and that truly is the good news. Like I said, this shirt I've washed 17 times, and it still looks pretty good. These are pictures. You can see that heavyweight jacket is. I should have brought mine, but it is definitely warm in the wintertime. I mean, it is a winter jacket. Anybody in here have one? Bill and Russ? So, yeah, it is a winter jacket. There's no question about it. The lightweight jacket has a lining, and it's a nice jacket as well. Very, very nice. And it's multicolored. There's black and white, navy and white, this red and white that's pictured there, and then royal blue and white. Those are the options for that. Fleece seems to be pretty popular. We have jacket and vest in those colors, and in those particular colors. For some reason, the puffy vest, which I wasn't even going to put on the list last year, has.
I want a SARA puffy shirt.
Puppy shirt.
All right, next spring, puppy shirts. Just
Puffy shirts.
Just for Jason.
I was amazed at how good the puffy vests look. I mean, those were really. You got one. I think Russ got
I
one.
want to get a fleece vest next. So.
Yeah, they were pretty remarkable. So we're gonna roll that out again.
Yeah, that's what I need, a puppy.
If you want to be in style, that's what you get. Again, t-shirts, long sleeve and short sleeve, and the sweatshirts, standard fare stuff, nice stuff. And again, these will be silk screen. Honestly, to embroider, you can embroider them too, but the cost gets stupid. So we'll stick with the embroidering. I've had pretty good luck with the embroidering
Silk screen.
or silk screening. Jason's t-shirt is silk screen, and they seem to be holding up pretty well, except for Dorsey's. I don't know what you did with that. And these are the golf polo shirts. The one on the left is this type, and the ultra ultra club men's cool and dry stain release performance, whatever all that stuff means. It means that it's costs more money.
Pretty
But
much.
those two will be available if you like the better the silkier feel as opposed to just cotton.
Are these silk screen or embroidered?
These are embroidered.
These are embroidered.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you the best model you could come up with?
Yes.
You can't beat the price. That's it.
Yeah, I work for beer. Anyway, so and the silk or the stocking hat seemed to be a good.
That's not the same one we got last year.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because mine doesn't have the roll up part. It's just the.
Okay. Do we have a sergeant at arms?
He left. He took his stick and left.
I'm just,
Do we have someone that would like to be the sergeant?
do you have anybody here that's man enough?
Ooh.
Okay. Carla?
He just called you a man.
I did not. I'm just saying how.
I'm serious, mine don't look like that.
Well, okay. I'm sorry.
We love you, man.
All right. Any questions about the apparel set?
No.
We're going to roll it out hopefully very soon. I'm waiting for a phone call for some clarification. And these things, other than the hat, everything else can be customized with your call and name on this side. So this comes with it for the price that's going to be stated with the SARA logo on the left chest. Your call and name, either or both, can be added, and that's an extra cost. So we don't customize this one, the hat.
You need blaze orange for us others.
I was thinking about it.
Blaze orange would be good, yeah.
Can you put my logo so that my hat flips down?
Gary, you should probably give it the floor now before it gets bad.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really finished unless there's any questions.
Russian hat.
Questions?
That's a Sarah like Russian.
Russian, yeah.
Like for hat.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hey, question about adult sizes.
Adult size.
Like 5X.
6X on the jackets. Oh, I did. Oh, I'm sorry.
There it is,
Get
6X.
your slides.
I know.
He forgot.
Okay, pricing, as I said, to be determined. Small to 6XL on most items. It'll be marked. There's a couple things, like the puffy vest doesn't come in a 6XL. I think you can get either a 3 or 4XL in the puffy vest. You get youth sizes are available, by the way. I just put small,
Youth.
as in Utah. Youth.
Youth.
As in you.
Cousin Vinny. Cousin Vinny. Cousin Vinny.
I have no control.
Okay, Sarah will start offering shipping on items. For some reason, shipping became an issue, but I'll tell you, it's costly to ship. I will say this: it costs $7 to ship a T-shirt in a poly bag.
Plus handling.
Oh, the handling. Yeah.
Shipping and handling.
Again, the last statement here: overall product availability at this point looks pretty good on these items. We had to select what was available, but some substitutions could still occur based on the color and the size. I have in the past notified you if that changes, which I will do in the future as well. But some substitutions can occur. Might be a little bit of a color difference. Might have to go to a different vendor. So that's what I mean by substitutions. Now, any questions? This is what I said.
Can we clap again?
No. Oh, no more clapping. The one thing I will say too, just, Gary mentioned again, we're still carting this box around, the field day t-shirts from like May.
Field day
So-
t-shirts, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, we don't want to necessarily have to ship them because it's expensive and we have to do it, which is kind of annoying, but at the same time, if you don't, this is mostly for people who aren't in this room, if you're watching this online or later, if you don't come to meetings, please consider paying for the shipping so we don't have a box of t-shirts that are carried on for 6 months.
Or
So,
6 too.
And I do want to thank Jason for downsizing the box
Now we can clap, yeah.
that I gave.
This is my club service. I slaved away at getting rid of Gary's like 8x8 box.
I got this box with 4 things in it.
Yeah. Anything from the floor, new business, floor closed. Going once, going twice. Gone. Next meeting, next Thursday is Thursday, October 20th, 7 p.m. right here. Special topic, TBD. If I don't get any volunteers, it'll probably be a discussion on shares HF radio and some stuff that Frank is doing with that. So,
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So we did shack plats. I think there might be one in here. I was thinking about doing shack plats again, maybe this fall, probably after this sale's over. But these are the shack plats on the state of Ohio. There's different images that you can put on it with your Paul and the SARA logo. If there's interest, so just think about it. If there's interest, we will reinitiate this. These things are $15. Club gets a little cut of that, and Jim Cummings, WB8 BMW, and his daughter are made these, and they're really pretty nice. So, just want to throw that out. That's it.
All right. Anything else? Any other new business? Russ, 50-50.
All right, get out your pink ticket.
Funny guy.
There are
Funny guy.
Same joke every time, Russ.
Why do I only have 5 tickets?
That's all you
That's what I
bought.
bought.
How do all you know that?
We watched when you
The
put your beer
number
down.
is 000
So far, over.
2
So far, back.
6 0.
260.
260.
Ending 260.
Oh, not
Right back there.
Bingo.
How much?
Oh, I don't know.
That's an integral part of the 50.
Yeah, you would think, right?
All right, I collected.
All right, he doesn't know how much we need to draw again.
I collected $101.
Well, that's a nice round number.
Yeah, it's a great.
101.
How'd you get $101?
I only want 1 ticket. I don't do change, so the winner gets 51, and I get 50.
Which goes to the club, I think.
Yeah, I forgot that part.
That goes to the Wally Waffle Fund.
We got a $1 donation.
Awesome. Woo.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right, motion to adjourn the business
Motion.
meeting. Stefan, seconds. Bill, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Aye, aye.
2 minutes. Ken's gonna get set up to talk about Ham Shack Hotline, and we'll get started right away as soon as he's set up.
Anytime you want.
Okay.
All right.
I forgot to turn it on. First of all, I have a real quick announcement. Anyone that worked the Portage Lakes Triathlon on last Sunday with us with Aries, I have t-shirts here, so you can pick your t-shirt up. So I know Jim, you worked it, so I have a t-shirt here for you. If you work the Portage Lakes Triathlon, we got a nice little t-shirt out of the deal. So, all right, we're going to talk about the Ham Shack Hotline. I know we have some people in here who already have a Ham Shack Hotline. Stefan does, a couple other guys.
Bob does.
Too. Yeah. So we got a few guys. So we have some guys that know what I'm talking about. and they can correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
So basically, what is Ham Shack Hotline? Well, Ham Shack Hotline is a free, dedicated voice over IP telecom service for the ham radio community. That means it's only for ham radio operators. You have to be a licensed ham to get a phone on the Ham Shack Hotline. Its purpose is really to augment communication in ham shacks, in emergency operations centers, for clubs and their members, for areas and other ham-related type functions. So it's sort of a backup to RF. Now, obviously, it's not RF. It's going over the internet, and people will say, why are we talking about something that goes over the internet and not RF? It's still a tool in the toolbox. It's still something we can use when we can take off and offload some of our communications traffic off of the RF airways and actually use, a phone direct. It's also very handy, especially in like emergency operations centers. If you have somebody, let's say your emergency coordinator for your county, okay, if you hand them an HT, you're going to have to teach them how to use that HT. You're going to have to say, okay, you have to push this button to talk, you have to let it go to listen, and some people know how to use radios, and not all people do. Everyone knows how to use a telephone. So if you just hand a telephone to somebody and say, here, I'm connected to this EOC in Columbus or wherever, then they can just use it as a regular telephone. So it comes in handy for that too. It is full duplex. Obviously, it's a phone. It does support fax. Okay, fax. Does anyone even know what fax is anymore?
We faxed it, yeah.
But it does support fax. So it's not the intention of Ham Shack Hotline to replace traffic carried over the radio. That's the important aspect. In an emergency or other tactical operation, but rather to augment that communications. You can offload your managerial tactical operations and provide a full duplex path for such communications when spectrum is occupied or the conditions are diminished or otherwise unavailable. Ham Shack Hotline also supports faxing of information with appropriate equipment, which allows tactical offices to share documents and data between tactical locations. In a non-technical use, Ham Shack Hotline is an effective resource for off-air troubleshooting. And I've used it before. I've had to call somebody to say, hey, is my signal getting out? Can you hear me? Because if I transmit and then I don't know if they're hearing me or not, how am I going to know if they're hearing me? So I have used Ham Shack Hotline for that. And in fact, I had a gentleman just call me the other day in Florida who was having a digital problem and wanted my help working on a digital problem. So he looked me up on Ham Shack Hotline, and sure enough, there I was. So that, that's a very helpful resource as well. And then in addition, they also have conference bridges, which are basically conference call lines. And you can use the Ham Shack hotline in a conference call to allow large groups of hams to coordinate and meet in real time anywhere in the world. So we'll talk about the beginnings of Ham Shack Hotline real quick. John Rogers, K1WIZ, started the vision of Ham Shack Hotline in February of 2018. Ken Reynolds, K1EZH, and Dave Neal, W2DAN, both shared in his visions and have developed the Ham Shack Hotline to where it is today. On average, approximately 3 to 5 new subscribers are added to Ham Shack Hotline each day. Now, I know that number sounds crazy. You're probably thinking that's a little bit overblown, right? Not really. When I started in Ham Shack Hotline, I started in April of 2018. So I was an early adopter. And in April of 2018, this was the phone book, basically about a page and a half. Okay? By January 27th of 2019, this was the phone book. It was up to almost 10 pages. And I've actually printed this out with really small print because I didn't want it to have too many. So it got to 10 pages. As of June of this year, June 19th, this is now the Ham Shack Hotline phone book, 127 pages worth of phone numbers. So is it growing? Yes, it's growing. growing very fast. In fact, when they started out, they were issuing 4-digit phone numbers. They ran out of those very quickly. They had to issue 5-digit phone numbers. They found out they were going to run out of those very quickly. They went to 9-digit numbers, and now they're at 10-digit numbers. So if you get a new check hotline phone, you're actually going to get a 10-digit phone number. So it's just like dialing a regular phone, area code, and phone number. But by the way, if you have been in a ham shack hotline for a very long time, they just changed their servers about a month ago. So you want to check and make sure your ham shack hotline phones are still connected. I had that problem. I was going to start testing to make sure everything was going to go well for this presentation, and I couldn't get into ham shack hotline. I'm like, what happened? It was working a month ago. But they just changed their servers. So you have to make sure if you've been on ham shack hotline for a while that you are still able to get in.
But it's an easy change.
It's a very easy change.
Yeah.
Their server name just changed. I forget what it was before, some crazy name, and now it's just hamshackhotline.org. So it's a very easy change to make. So you can go out to the user's map. It's map.hamshackhotline.com. This is an interactive map, and I'll bring it up here. Okay, this is the map of Ham Shack Hotline. You can go into any one of these regions. Click on this one here. So this region has 4,958 extensions in this cell. We can zoom in closer to Ohio here. My mouse will cooperate. And then we can zoom into the Cleveland. So in this Cleveland area cell, there's 237 Ham Shack Hotline extensions. You can even zoom in further, and we'll go to over here, and we'll find Rittman. Hey, there's a Ham Shack Hotline phone in Rittman. Who is that? That happens to be NHCD, John. So NHCD has a Ham Shack Hotline phone. And it gives you his extension, so you can call him. Up here in Wadsworth, let's see what we've got in Wadsworth. How about this extension? That happens to be Stefan. And there's his extension number, 5350. So you can call Stefan and...
It's a long distance call.
Until he puts his phone on Do Not Disturb, or else he... now up here in Fairlawn, go up to Fairlawn, there's a couple of Ham Shack Hotline lines here, and lo and behold, both of those phones happen to be owned by KOAD. So I have 2 extensions in the house. I have one that's actually in my shack and one that's on my workbench. So I have 2 different extensions. This extension over here, this just made me laugh. This is Montrose. And I'm like, who has an extension in Montrose? Well, I looked this extension up, and it's actually Montrose, Colorado. So somehow they got him listed in Montrose, Ohio, instead of Montrose, Colorado. But yeah, this map will show you all the Ham Shack Hotline extensions that are near you. I go down to there are Ham Shack Hotline extensions in Medina. Got several of them. Tracy, Julio has 2 extensions. Dave.
Those are all people from the Medina MCon.
Those are all people from the Medina MCon, right? So, and we run down to Columbus. There is a Ham Shack Hotline, as far as I know, at the EOC in Columbus. Now, I believe there's also a Ham Shack Hotline at the National Weather Service, if I remember correctly. So this is kind of interesting.
Wow.
A little bit of a loop. And you'll see the ones that are listed as a home, those are actually clubs. So there are clubs that actually have Ham Shack Hotlines for the club. And then if you see one with a radio tower, that's one of the linked all-star nodes. So you can actually have all-star nodes linked to Ham Shack Hotline, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So that's the map. Again, that's map.hamshackhotline.com.
Is that your PowerPoint? There it goes.
Okay. Is that right? One second, we have technical difficulties here for some reason.
Why don't you close it and shut the app and then start it up again?
Yeah, I'm gonna start it off.
If you unplug the computer, it'll move away.
It's under the next slide.
Who's that in Russia?
Yeah.
Vladimir.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, it's
some-
Putin, yeah.
there's somebody in Russia.
It's blonde.
Okay. So anyway,
Nah.
the Ham Shack Hotline consists of 4 servers. They currently have a US server, the Ham Shack Hotline US server, and it's hosted on the Amazon Web Services cloud system. They have a second server, the European server, and that's hosted in Europe. I don't exactly know where, and that handles all the European extensions. They have a third server, that's the Asia Pacific server, and that handles the Asia Pacific extensions. And it's hosted by, I'm going to try to pronounce his name, WH6AB, and he's located in Wailuku, Hawaii. So that's for the Asia Pacific. And then they also have an experimental server, and that's hosted by Jeff Dale. I love his call, VA3 ISP, located in Ontario, Canada. And all of these servers are trunked together, so all of these servers can contact each other. So you can call someone in Japan or wherever and be able to call them direct on Ham Shack Hotline. Australia, any place.
Good night, mate.
So what's the difference between the 3 main servers and the experimental? Well, at this time, the US, the European, and the Asia Pacific servers are designed for supported endpoint devices only. So what is an endpoint device? Your phone. Your phone is the endpoint device. So they support all the Cisco phones. And when I say they support them, what they've done is they've actually created scripts that you can use. You just plug your phone into your network, you run a script, it finds your phone, you run a script on a web browser, on a PC connected to the same network, it finds the phone, it provisions the phone, it does everything that needs to be set up, and reboots the phone, and you're on the network.
Yep.
It's that simple. It's just super easy. If you have a Cisco phone, you're really set. If you have another phone like a Yealink or some others, you're going to have to provision the phone yourself. So you're going to have to know how to do the phone provisioning, and that's what the experimental server is for. The experimental server is designed for the user who's more technically knowledgeable, who wants to add endpoint devices not supported by the other servers. So basically anything non-Cisco. The user is responsible to have an understanding of voice over IP and or PBX systems. No help desk support is guaranteed other than the initial credentialing on the system. So they'll set you up on the system, they'll give you a phone number, but they'll put you on the experimental server and you're on your own as far as getting the phone actually connected to the network. Some are easier than others. It's, if you know anything about PBXs, it's not too difficult. You can even, if you're running, like I run an Asterisk server, an Asterisk PBX on a Raspberry Pi. You can even connect your own server to their servers. So you can actually set up your server on their system. So how do I get started with Hamshack Hotline? Well, first of all, you're going to need a session initiation protocol, or an SIP phone, a SIP phone. The phones, and I'm going to be talking specifically in the next 3 items here, on the next 3 points, I'm going to be talking about specifically Cisco phones. Cisco phones can be found used on eBay for around $30 to $60, depending on which model phone you have. This Cisco phone is a SPA 504G. It's a 4-line phone. It will run you about $35 to $45 on eBay. It's got a cord of it. Yeah. So, and then on Amazon, you can buy new Cisco phones for about $80 to $140 if you want to buy a new phone. The currently supported models on the US server, the European server, and the Asia Pacific server are the following models: the Cisco SPA 112, 122, 232, 303, the SPA 504, which is this guy. It's an SPA 504. It's fully supported. SPA 508, 509, 514, 941, 42, 525, and 2102. So those are the phones. Now, the Cisco SPA 112 and 122 are not phones. They're actually adapters to take a POTS phone to a voice over IP phone. So the POTS is your plain old telephone system phone. So you can actually get a little box. The Cisco 112 is a 1-line box. You'll have an RJ11 on one side you plug your standard old telephone into, and it'll have an RJ45 on the other end coming out for your voice over IP. So it'll actually take your plain old telephone and turn it into a voice over IP phone. Now, the 112 is no longer produced by Cisco. You can still find them on eBay, used mostly, but they're still kind of expensive. The SPA 122 is a 2-line system. Cisco is still producing those, but they are like $130 to $140 new. So if you're going to do that, you might as well just go the cheaper route and buy a phone and have a brand new phone that's a voice over IP phone instead of going with your old, POTS phone. If you do buy a phone on eBay, make sure the phone is unlocked and factory reset. A lot of people will buy out phone systems from companies that are, have folded or something like that. They'll buy their phone system and they'll sell their phones. Well, most of your phone guys or your IT people in companies will lock the phones with a password so that the end user can't get into the menu on the phone. If you can't get into the menu on the phone, you cannot get the phone provisioned. So you have to make absolutely sure that the phone has been unlocked and it's factory reset. Some of the providers on eBay are fairly decent, and they will come right out and tell you. They'll say, these phones are unlocked and factory reset. So I wouldn't worry about those, but just be careful. You can also use soft phones on the network. And what is a soft phone? A soft phone is basically a SIP phone app that will run on your Android or your iPhone. It's actually an application that basically emulates a SIP phone. So you can use your iPhone or your Android phone to connect to Hamshack Hotline using a SIP emulated phone. And there's a bunch of them out there. I'm not even going to go into. Just search for SIP phone and you'll see a ton of them. But you can use those. If you're going to add a SIP phone and you want to be on one of the US, the European, or the Asia Pacific servers, you have to have an existing hardline phone on one of those servers. They will not let you put a SIP phone on one of those servers unless you already have a hardline phone on the server. So if you're going to have a soft phone only, you'll have to be on the experimental server. They will put you on the experimental server.
Do you use your same number, or do they give you another
They'll
number?
give you another number.
Okay, thank you.
So step number 2, you refer to the Ham Shack Hotline wiki page, the getting started section of the wiki page. And the wiki page is wiki.hamshackhotline.com. And I have another slide on that, but I'm almost afraid to go back to it because I don't want to be stuck again. But we'll try it. We'll give it a shot here and see what happens.
You can always shut it down and start it again,
Yeah.
program again.
Okay, so this is the wiki page of Ham Shack Hotline. This is what it looks like. And if you follow over on the side here, we have this getting started link. If you click on that getting started link, it's going to go through everything that I'm explaining here now. It's going to tell you what you need, how you get a phone, how you register the phone, and all that stuff. So that getting started is very, very important. The wiki page is our friend. It's, if I can scroll down here. If you scroll down, and I'll talk about this in a little bit, but over here you'll see provisioning guides. And you just select the phone you have. So let's say, for instance, we're going to do a 504. We're going to take this SP504 phone, click on that provisioning guide, and it will walk you through all connected to the network. So they've already set up, like I said, they have scripts written that will actually provision the phone for you. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to request a Ham Shack hotline number by opening a support ticket using the HHOPS help desk link on the main home page. Their main home page is hamshackhotline.com. When you open a support ticket, you need to provide your call sign, your phone's model number, the phone's MAC address. Now that's usually on a label on the back of the phone. It usually has the MAC address of the phone on a label. And if you're requesting a soft phone number, you don't need to provide a MAC address. Just say soft phone instead. But that will be enough information for them to actually get your phone set up on the server. I can go to this. So this is the Ham Shack hotline. And right up here, there's a HHOPS help desk. So you click on that. And that's going to say, welcome to the help desk, and then you're going to open a new ticket. I won't open a new ticket. Actually, you click on open a new ticket, and you give them all that information. Okay. So what happens next? Well, after your help desk ticket has been processed, you'll be sent a welcome to the Ham Shack hotline email with your new phone number. Then the wiki page has the provisioning documents for each accepted phone in PDF format in the provisioning guide section. I was just talking about that provisioning guide section. And in there, you'll find the procedure to get your phone connected. Basically, what you're going to do is they're going to give you this string, and you're going to open up a browser on a computer that's on the same network as your phone. You're going to plug that string into the home. Yes?
Are they gonna be static IPs on phones?
The phones are, I think, you don't have to have a static IP. You can use DHCP. Yeah, but you can, sure, absolutely. Yeah. So you're going to take and you're going to basically copy and paste that string into the title of the page bar of a browser. And then the only thing you have to do .x.x.x, you'll have to put the IP address of the phone in there. So you'll put your IP address of the phone in that string, and then just hit enter. And again, the script will run. It will go out, find your phone. It will provision the phone. It will do everything that needs to be done. It will reboot your phone, and you'll be on the system. So that's basically what I'm saying below there. And after you've done all those steps, the phone will reboot and you should be right online. So what are some uses for the Ham Shack hotline? Well, in an emergency operations center, again, Ham Shack hotline offers instantaneous activation and automatic distribution of initial activation instructions. So you could have guys with Ham Shack hotlines, you could be calling them from the EOC and activating them instead of having to tie up the radio, for instance. The command and control staff can use Ham Shack hotline as a back channel for coordination and correlation of incoming information, reducing unnecessary radio traffic. That's what we're trying to do here. In an emergency situation, we want to try to keep unnecessary radio traffic to a minimum. We want to try to offload that traffic some other way, and the Ham Shack hotline is one way to do that. And again, Ham Shack hotline can also be used the same way for NWS Skywarn information and activations. So some of the features of Ham Shack hotline, I kind of mentioned conference bridges. So Ham Shack hotline offers 15 public conference bridges. Public 1 through public 10 is just for public chatting or rag chewing. You can just get on there, and there may be somebody out there, and you just start up a conversation. Public conference bridge 11 is Ham Shack hotline information. Public 12 is an Aries conference bridge. Public 13 is a second Aries conference bridge, and 14 and 15 are 2 Skywarn conference bridges. And they also offer private bridges where PIN number is required to join the bridge. So these can be used for command structure situations or club needs. So let's say, for instance, your club officers all have Ham Shack hotline. The club could set up a conference bridge that's private that requires a password or a PIN to get into, and then only your club officers could actually access that conference bridge, and they could then have a conference call right on the conference bridge. Ohio Aries has a private conference bridge, and it has a PIN number that you have to use to get into the Ohio Aries conference bridge. Another nice feature, it also supports all-star repeater linking. It'll support linking to all-star node repeaters that have been linked to the Ham Shack hotline network with a phone extension. So basically, the link to a repeater or a hub, which is also a bridge, you simply dial the phone number of the repeater or the hub. And then once linked, if you're on a repeater, you can use *99 to transmit and the # sign to unkey. So you can actually transmit over a repeater using your Ham Shack hotline phone, just being linked to the repeater. And then to unlink, you just hang up the phone and that will unlink the repeater. So for instance, to access the Internet Radio Project IRLP East Coast Reflector All-Star Bridge 27339, you simply dial extension 94049. So I'm going to do that. I have a Ham Shack hotline phone set up here.
Look at that in Technicolor.
Yeah. So this is just a picture of my phone so you can see what's going on. I'm not sure how loud this is going to be with everything on here, but we'll try it.
Welcome to the East Coast Reflector, node 27339. Your call is in push to talk mode. Use *99 to key the reflector and the # symbol to unkey. Please hang up when you are finished.
So we're now linked to that system.
That's cool.
No, you're gonna get an email.
And then, oh yeah, I get emails from them all the time. And as you can see on my phone, I actually have a new voicemail waiting for me. And we'll get the voicemail in a few minutes here. So that's another nice feature, being able to link to a repeater just over your phone. Some other custom features. It does, again, have voicemail capability. As we were talking with Stefan, you can blacklist a number. If somebody's bothering you, you can blacklist their phone number. You have has do not disturb. It'll do a wake-up call. If you want to do wake-up calls, it shows you the last call and your call information. It has an echo test, so you can see how much delay your actual network has. You can kind of see what kind of delay your network has by the echo test. It has supports speed dialing. And the last section, I put that kind of in bold because this is kind of cool. They have several special interest audio services, including They have a Morse code practice service. They have commercial radio stations from around the country. They have an old time radio service, which is kind of cool. It plays all the real old radio programs. The other night I was listening to Dick Tracy and the Lone Ranger and what else was I listening to? I forget. Oh, Superman and the Lone Ranger and Dick Tracy. So they've got that. They also have a BBC World Service. They have the Art Bell radio show. If you've ever listened to Art Bell, they have all of his radio programs. And they have Amateur Radio Newsline. So you can bring up the Amateur Radio Newsline. They have the ARRL Audio News. And they even have others being added all the time. They just added one. It's been kind of on and off, but it's kind of cool. Somebody apparently in St. Louis, apparently close to the Mississippi, has actually set up a service that you can use to listen to the marine traffic on the Mississippi River by St. Louis.
Oh.
So that's kind of neat. But those are some of the custom features, and we'll play around a little bit. I'll bring up some of these, and we can kind of play with them. So again, their webpage is www.hamshackhotline.com. They do have a Facebook group. So if you want to join the Facebook group, they ask that you answer 3 mandatory questions. If they're not answered properly, the request will be denied until they are. And they're all ham radio related questions. They also have a Discord server. So you can get on Discord and you can get on their server. And they have a link to join the Ham Shack Hotline Discord server on their wiki page. So again, the wiki page is our friend. The wiki page has everything we need to know. In fact, that's how I found out what the new server was when my Ham Shack Hotline phones weren't working. And they were recently incorporated as a nonprofit. They are a free service, but obviously they have fees they pay to keep the servers on the cloud. And I'm sure on the Amazon Web Services, they're paying pretty good rates. And they're looking to add more features and servers in the future. So they do ask for donations just to keep the lights on. And you can either go to the Ham Shack Hotline webpage, or you can send a check to Ham Shack Hotline Inc., 45 Beth Road in Tiverton, Rhode Island. So that's how you can help Ham Shack Hotline. So now we're going to do a demo. So I'm going to bring up some of the stuff we talked about here.
Are you trying science?
What's that?
Are you trying science?
Trying science.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'm trying. So the first thing I'm going to do, my buddy Greg has been patiently hanging over his Ham Shack Hotline phone. So we're going to call Greg. So let me get back to the phone here.
You haven't been recently blacklisted by him, have you?
Yeah. He may be. He may have fallen asleep.
He might, yeah.
Hello, Greg.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Okay. Well, I can hear you fine. We're here at the SARA meeting. Everybody say hello to Greg.
Hello, Greg.
Yeah, hi everybody. You gonna have a good time out there?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Especially, I won't say it. I was going to say, especially Gary. I think he's on his third
Beverage.
beverage.
Adult
Oh, only
beverage.
2.
Okay, well, gotta be it's clock somewhere.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's right.
So, well, you're sounding good. You get a little bit of dropout, but it sounds great.
Yeah, one of the nice things about this is that I found out, I haven't had a chance to put it into practice yet. If you're running a Skywarn or something like that, some of your stations got to shut down because of the weather. They can hop on here and with the report. So that works out really good. And I'm sure as Ken's told you, the phones are pretty available there. I think the one I'm talking on now is a 514. They're on eBay for like $50. So the equipment's out there, and it's real easy to put on the system. It's even easier to program than one of your radios too.
Well, that's true. The work's been done for you.
Pardon me?
The work has been done for you
Yeah, pretty much. All you have to do is
on the script. Yeah, you're dropping now a little bit. I'll let you go. Are you still there or are you buffering?
Yeah, that buffering starting to come back again. Hey, before it goes away, if you guys get out of there before 8:30, at 8:45, the space station can fly over from the southwest northeast. So look for it about 8:45, give or take.
Okay, we should be out of there here by then.
Okay, and get enough of these guys on this ham shack hotline there. We can use a few more votes.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right.
Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah.
Take
Good
care.
time, my guys. We'll talk to you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
He doesn't have the very best network connection in his house, and he buffers a lot, unfortunately. Your network connection obviously is important. I'm running, which is a gigabit, gigabit fiber system, so
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
have no problem whatsoever. But you can have some troubles. So let me, I'm going to bring up my voicemail here and see what the voicemail is all about.
You're gonna bring it up, you're gonna hear, hey, big boy.
Yeah.
One, new message.
There she
Press
is.
1 for new messages. Prefers message received at 10:15 a.m.
One of Gary's
Message
girlfriends.
from phone 4062.
This is a test of voicemail system. This is a test.
Press 3 for advanced option. Press 5 to repeat the current message. Press 7 to delete it. No more messages.
Was that from your other line?
For advanced
What's that?
Did you do that from your other line?
Yeah, that was from my other line. I just called that line from my other line. So, okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we can bring up, well, we brought up one repeater. Let's see if we can bring up another repeater. 94014. And by the way, just like the phone book, I'm gonna stick that. Just like the phone book, they have a list of all the all-star repeaters that are currently available and their numbers. So they only have 2 pages, but there's still a lot of repeaters there. We'll just try one and see what happens.
You get a hold of 9 over 8.
Connected.
I'm just saying if everybody's out there on that repeater, I don't hear anybody. So let's try. Let's go to some of the services. So I'm going to bring up the. Let's try the old time radio service.
Don't cut us off in the middle of the story. Oh, God. Turn it up.
Must be a music.
It's either just starting
It's
or just
music,
ending.
yeah.
In the inky shadows.
Must
Yeah.
be just ending.
Must be ending. Sounds like ending music. Cool.
So that's the old time radio. Let's go to amateur radio newsline.
I already heard it.
Dial 1 for amateur radio newsline. Dial 2 for the ARL audio news.
We'll do
WG6 OTA.
So there's amateur radio newsline.
The Dakota California, she was having the $10. The last few years of her life were back to grilling and cups and social gifts.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and pass out those tickets? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pass out tickets for everyone, and we're gonna give this Cisco phone away to somebody tonight. So everybody gets a coupon. Huh? I use.
It'll work.
I have Bob calling. Hi, Bob.
I can.
You're using your soft phone. Did you hang up on me?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did.
Get the echo going. If you'd like to press 1, press 2.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's see.
If you'd like to hear a duck
Oh,
quack.
let's go to the bridge. Let's try. Let's go to the Ohio Aries Bridge and see if anybody's out there tonight. Bob.
Terry back, we'll be back to pick up the stuff.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
Darn, I'm the only person in the conference. I was hoping there might be somebody on the Aries conference. Well, let's just try one of the basic ones here. Let's just try the public one.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
I'm probably gonna be the only person in all the conferences.
That old time radio, is that a .com? Is that the only access?
That's the only access I got. Yeah, you gotta have that handshake hotline, George.
Well, you can go to otr.org, and that's old time radio all the time. otr.org. Yeah.
So, anyone with any questions? Yeah. Doesn't matter. You can get it. Yeah, that was a great question. If you didn't hear it, he asked, is it limited to any class? No, there's no limit. As long as you have a call, you can be on your. So, not a problem.
You just have to have a valid call sign.
You just have to have a valid, you have to be a valid.
Now,
No battery.
Now, I don't have a question, but I was going to share something. So when I got on was about 3 years ago, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. And I bought a phone, just like he was talking about. The provisioning was fantastic, real easy. But since it's a 4-line phone, I said to myself, I really want to do something else with it. So I got a call-centric number, a standard 440, and that's the one we use on the W8 WKY for people who call in about the test. So that calls into the same phone, leaves a voicemail, and then that just dumps into my phone, so I can call them back on the other number. And then the other thing was, there was one other thing. Oh, a little bit after that, I bought a sidecar because those are really cheap too. Sidecars are those things that you'd see in offices that have like 60 buttons or 40 buttons, and you can program all those. So if you're always joining certain groups, you can hit them real fast and you don't have to dial numbers. So and you can pick all that stuff up. Tri-Seed just dumped a whole bunch of phones. Like a couple years ago, we sell them to a reseller for surplus, and they put them out there in those kind of sites. So you can find phones and sidecars and all that kind of stuff anywhere.
Did everybody get a ticket?
Yes.
Okay, any other questions?
A motorcycle?
Have the
No,
drawing?
not for a
Not
second.
for this thing.
Oh, we gotta pick up the stuff.
We got to do stubs.
Well, let's go to draw now.
Yeah. No, yeah, with only your stub in the cup.
It's used, you don't want it. I probably wouldn't even know what I was doing with it. Pass them to the aisle. Grab the Gary's. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, make sure it gets in the cup.
Did you get yours?
I did, yeah. So I do have one other question.
Yes.
In order to do the All-Star thing, those All-Star nodes have to be on the Ham check. Okay, gotcha,
They have to have
gotcha.
a number, yes.
Gotcha,
If you look at
gotcha.
this- If you look at this sheet, every one of those repeaters has a phone number. So you
Okay.
just dial that phone number up. And they're all over. And I'll leave this stuff out if you want to take a look at the numbers and stuff. But there's Michigan, Tennessee, Ohio, Alabama, Georgia, West Virginia, Ontario, Canada, BC, Canada, Texas, North Carolina, Massachusetts, Missouri, Wisconsin, British Columbia. I mean, they're all over.
Ready to draw?
Ready to draw?
Ready to draw? Draw, partner.
I said draw.
That's right.
That's okay, I don't want one. I don't need another one. I have 2 lines already. Okay, the winning ticket is 736956. Hey!
There you go.
Hey.
Somebody's really lucky tonight.
Bingo.
Bingo.
You can't win.
There you go, the start of your ham shack hotline.
Yeah. And there's a power supply, and there's also an Ethernet cable in there. And that, if you want to get rid of that foot thing, it'll just pop off.
Pop right off. Yeah, you can mount it on a wall or anything.
That foot thing on the bottom.
Thing that holds it up, it
Yeah,
slides off.
it just pops right off.
You can do a desk phone with it, whatever. Yeah.
Make it low or whatever.
Cool. All right.
All right. Well, that's all I have.
All right.
Thank you. Woo!
That's my fault.
Another code.
I'm not gonna go with my phone.